Shall we roll to the stock market, though, while we look at that?
Yes.
5 stocks today, smaller number, but so I think some solid ones. First one, buy or sell, and this is a subjective one, but still. Gunnar Stockton should be in New York for the Heisman. There's been some people pushing this as of late. He doesn't really
Should be or will be?
Should be. So this is a, do you believe he, is playing well enough that he should be one of the representatives there? Because I feel like it's pretty clear he's not going to be.
Yeah.
There's just, no, I don't think there's any betting buzz. I mean, he maybe rose.
I doubt he rose that much.
Jack, can you send me that tweet?
Right now, he is 5th in line. He would have to jump Diego Pavia. So it's possible.
It is very much possible.
But they also may bring Jacob Rodriguez or Jeremiah Love, potentially to New York, because New York is, the Heisman group is not run by FanDuel, so they could pick whoever they want. I would buy, personally.
Really?
I think he has played well enough.
Should be or will be?
And should
Okay.
be in New York. I would not buy that he will.
I'm in the same boat. I'd buy that he should. I wouldn't buy that he will. Personally, looking at those top 4 odd guys ahead of him, I think he should go over Marcel Reed and go over Diego Pavia.
Sure.
I think he's just been holistically better and just made bigger plays than some of them. Not that both of them haven't been great. I'm literally dogging on my own QB, but still.
Did Josh Pate said his odds went up after Saturday?
He did, because he had a Heisman moment of played terrible in the first half and then comes out and ends up with 430 total yards of offense.
He went from
3 TDs.
8.5 to 1 to 5.5 to 1.
I'll also buy. I didn't think I was going to initially, but the Pavia Heisman race, I will say this, if he has a great game against Tennessee, and that is he could have his Heisman moment against Tennessee, and in my opinion, getting Vanderbilt into the playoffs in Knoxville might be the best Heisman moment of any of the other.
Depends on how he plays.
Right. Like I said, if he has a game like he did against Texas, which I think he had, or Auburn, 4 touchdowns, 300 yards, something like that. If he's able to do that against Tennessee and lead Vandy to a win in Knoxville and get Vanderbilt into the playoffs, I think Pavia should 100% be.
Holy SEC bias there, because I feel like should make the argument for Fernando Mendoza in Indiana. He got Indiana undefeated. He got Indiana to win in Austin Stadium.
I also think Mendoza should be there. I didn't say win. I said should be in New York.
Should have brought up Mendoza instead of Pavia, I guess.
Well, but the Mendoza is the favorite right now, right?
SEC bias, personally.
All right.
Mendoza's the favorite right now, yes.
JP, can you put down...
oh, yeah.
Appreciate it, because did you write down the picks?
Yeah, they're in there.
Okay, perfect.
Bum, 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 bum.
Bro, I literally have...
3 buys.
I literally have on 3+, and it's not going to let me...
Bum.
You don't need to know. It's a sign. It's an omen.
No, I want to know. How do I see just what Steve Wiltfong is saying?
You can go probably to the player because he put in the prediction.
But I don't know which player it's
Well,
for.
but you'll know if it's Womack or not if you go to Womack.
That's all
and
that
there's not a
matters.
prediction.
True.
Buy or sell, Miami will make the playoffs. They debuted at 15 in last week's poll. They picked up another win, comfortable, handled business. So now the question is, do you think they have to win out, but then also that the right scenarios happen in front of them for them to sneak in?
Yeah, so who was above them coming into the weekend was, of course, a bunch of teams, but Texas was above them and lost. Utah won, BYU won, Vanderbilt didn't play. OU, of course, got a huge win. So really only Texas has dropped behind them. So I'd imagine they're sitting at 14 this week, unless they, for whatever reason, because Vanderbilt lost to the bye week, Starkville High, they move Miami above Vanderbilt, which would be a statement. But that might change if Vandy wins at Tennessee, of course. They need to get to 10, realistically. because if they're not winning the ACC champion and the Group of 5 champion will be 11 and 12. So they need to get to 10. So one team is gone. They now are at 14, and they need about 3 or 4 other teams to drop. So they're going to need BYU to lose again, Utah to lose again, Oregon lose to USC, stuff like that. I will sell, personally. I think it's a long shot. I think it's enough to talk about, but I'll be surprised if enough teams above them lose in big games, because I think BYU is going to beat Texas Tech, and I think Texas Tech will be above them and still in the playoff. I think even if USC beats Oregon, I think USC should jump Miami because they will have.
Would Oregon drop below Miami?
I would argue no, probably. Their 2 losses would look a lot better, of course, even if they're at home for them.
Yeah.
And then
I just think it's a really long shot.
Then their best win is Penn State on the road. Miami's best win is Notre Dame.
No, I think Oregon's best win is Penn State on the road, but they also won at Iowa.
Yeah.
In a really, really impressive way. I get it. Miami has the win over Notre Dame, but they also have 2 really, really bad losses to Louisville and SMU, who are both unranked at this point.
Yeah, I'm also going to sell. I think they'll get close. I expect them to finish higher than 15th, but getting to 10's a little sketchy.
They might be in the Pop-Tart Bowl again.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I don't think Miami fans would enjoy that.
Yeah.
They'll be there next year when the North Sellers is.
I enjoy the Pop-Tart Bowl. It seems like a little much, and then also with how we know the committee views the ACC, it just seems a little unlikely. I will say the fact they jumped from 18 to 15 is the only reason I have a bit of hope, because it almost seems like maybe they view them differently than the rest of the ACC.
Yeah. You also have to be confident that Miami is going to win their last 2 games.
Correct.
And knowing Miami, there's a non-zero chance that they, with 2 road games in a row, they do not win both those games.
Oh, 100%.
So I will sell.
3 buys, 3 sells. I got to make these better, apparently. We got to have some controversy here. Next one, Texas will make the playoff. I said before the Georgia game that I thought Texas would be the most likely team to make it at 9-3 in the SEC. But now that Georgia game happened, and it wasn't a pretty loss. It's not even like you just went into Athens and dropped a close one. And then also you still have to beat A&M, too, to make that happen, and then hope that you would get in at 9-3. But y'all's thoughts on this?
This holds a lot of impact on what it'll look like on Tuesday.
Oh,
Do they
100%.
drop below Miami?
It's a guessing game at this point.
It'll probably be an outside chance, but beating at that point Texas A&M, the best SEC team and number 3 team in the country,
give you 3 top 15 wins.
Yes, they'd have a win over OU, the win over A&M, and a win over Vanderbilt. Which if Vanderbilt makes the playoff, that's even better for them. I think this has a better chance than Miami, personally. I don't see... The performance won't help them, so I think they'll drop below Miami, but I think that win over A&M will mean a ton. And so I think they'll have a better chance. I don't expect them to make the playoff. So maybe it's Texas and Miami in the Pop-Tarts Bowl, which that'd be great.
Cinema.
Because last year it was Iowa State and Miami, and those are 2 teams that kind of just barely missed the playoffs.
Sure.
So it is pretty much our most prestigious bowl game outside of the New Year's Six bowl game. So Texas and Miami.
Those are playoff games.
Can we add that one at the end? Texas, Miami, Pop-Tart Bowl, buy or sell?
Yeah.
But I'll sell, but I think this is more likely.
Cool. I'm also going to sell. I think I would honestly buy if I could get the value of Texas at 9-3 makes it. But the fact that you still have to go beat A&M, I just don't think there's too many things that have to go your way for it to happen for me to buy.
Yeah. It is in Austin, right?
Correct, yeah.
On Black Friday.
Black Friday, it'll be a great crowd.
I will also sell, but...
I'm scared for that game.
Yeah, I think you should. I think you should be scared in the same way that every team that plays Florida should
Texas
be
could be 5-7. I'd be scared. It's a rivalry game.
It's a rivalry game, and Texas is still one of the most talented teams in the country. So I will also sell, though. I just don't see it happening. tough overthrow to Saquon Barkley for JP's fantasy team.
Brutal. So we're all selling that.
Yeah.
Next one, Shane Beamer gets fired at the end of the season. The sentiment was already kind of turning on Shane Beamer in terms of the South Carolina fan base, at least the portion of the South Carolina fan base that I am exposed to, which is the Twitter portion. So you never really know how accurate of a picture
That's probably
that
the most
is.
sensible and
exactly.
thought out portion too.
But especially after how that game ended and blowing that lead to A&M, I think the sentiment that had kind of been growing is kind of fully out there in terms of like, oh, we got to move on. He's not the guy. Now the question is, do we think the athletic department will agree with that and fire him? Is the purpose of this buy and sell? Thoughts?
I will sell because I think. Oh, I was about to start trying writing it in. I think that they'll just try to encourage him to take the Virginia Tech job because then they don't have to fire him and pay his buyout.
At this point, he may not even be the first choice for the Virginia Tech job. Is the problem?
Yeah,
James Franklin.
We're getting James Franklin buzz right now.
I know we're getting James Franklin buzz.
Or they go after Bob Chesney at JMU.
Yeah, maybe.
Who I honestly would prefer over Shane Beamer if I was them.
Yeah.
Or Tony Elliott.
Or Tony Elliott, though that would hurt UVA fans.
I'll still sell just to create some controversy, and I'll say that he leaves of his own free will.
Okay.
I'll say that he realized his time there is up with Lenore Sellers leaving either to the NFL or the portal. Is Dylan Stewart a sophomore?
He is a sophomore. He cannot go.
Cannot go. I think he's just going to realize that it's kind of everything's sour there and just get out.
I think I'm going to buy. I think they'll can him. I think a ton of it depends on if they manage to beat Clemson or not, to be honest. I think that he'll almost be coaching for his job in that game.
Yeah.
But I just think I don't think he'll win that game. I think the fan base is right in a lot of their sentiments in that he's not really recruiting fantastic, though I know he's in a terrible position to try and do so. You're this little bro in your own state. You don't have tons of resources. But still at some point the coach takes some blame for that. And then the in-game management is just simply not great. Talking about how he mishandled the end of the A&M game. You let A&M make that comeback. And I think there's a lot of portions of in-games, besides all the Beamer Ball stuff where they get frisky with special teams, where I think he's a great motivator as a head coach, but I don't think he's the best in-game head coach. And so I think those two factors will lead to him getting fired.
I'm a buy. I think he'll get fired because I think he's going to lose the Palmetto Bowl against Clemson.
Sure.
They haven't won the Palmetto Bowl in South Carolina in over a decade. I'm pretty sure it's actually longer than that. It was a stat I read in our preseason preview for SC.
Yeah.
They're going to be 4-8 to end the year, and I don't think he's now in the running to get that Virginia Tech job unless he's already signed the paper, and they won't announce it yet because the season's not over. But I think he will be fired officially by South Carolina post losing the Palmetto Bowl.
Sure.
So I'm a buy.
I wonder who they'd hire. I'd be interested to see
South Carolina?
where they fit in the pecking order. Not very favorably, I wouldn't think, but
No.
Given the cycle, it wouldn't be very favorably, but it's an SEC job. That
still is appealing to somebody.
I think it's for me personally, biased of course in this tremendous state, tremendous opportunity to recruit.
Is that where Dabo goes? Because he said, fire me and I'll just go somewhere else and win.
No.
He's already got the recruiting laid out there.
If he goes anywhere, it'll be to Bama after Bama loses or fires DeBoer
in a
when
panic
he's
move.
10-3.
Yeah.
Losing the home playoff game to Georgia Tech.
Sure.
And Haynes King.
That'd be cinema. Haynes King almost got him once in his career.
This is true.
Had A&M 4th and goal on the 5, down 5.
This is true. In Tuscaloosa, right?
That
was okay. Who was the quarterback of that game?
It had to have been Zach Calzada was the in Tuscaloosa thing, which is such a fever dream that Zach Calzada led team.
Had him on the ropes. Jalen Milroe started that game. And A&M had Bama on the ropes.
Jalen Milroe, I think, fumbled 4 times in that game. So thank you for that, Jalen Milroe. We needed it. And Devon Achane kickoff return.
Yes.
Go. That game honestly may be top 5 for me too. That just because the chaos and insanity of winning that one. This one comes from resident chatter Chromie, but Jimbo Fisher coaches in 2026. And I'll admit it, be a little more specific, coaches college football in 2026.
Bye.
Yeah.
He's 100% coaching.
Okay, for the exercise, obviously this doesn't matter for buying or selling, but just take your shot of where he's going to go.
Auburn.
That's what I was going to say.
Okay, Jimbo Fisher, I would love that personally. And then he probably would beat us next time he played him.
Pete Nakos, the guy who leads all of this for On3.
Yeah.
I don't know a ton of his work, but the industry loves all of his work and knows a bunch of his work, and they trust him so much that I don't think he would be high on boards for coaching boards for teams for no reason.
Sure.
So I think he wants to get back in. He's been doing ACC's game day.
Yeah, like
ACC's
the SEC network
Nation.
equivalent. Yeah.
I saw him outside of the Georgia Tech Clemson game.
Sure.
He's breaking it down right there on the lawn on North Avenue. I think he wants to get back into coaching. I think he will have a job somewhere. I think it's very easy to spin the A&M tenure in a positive light towards him somehow, which is called delusion.
I mean, he can say, I can recruit with the best of them.
And he can say that. He can also say he's won a national championship. No one really can say that.
True.
That's out there for hire.
I mean, he has
right
to
now.
spin that as a learning experience. He has to go into a meeting with an AD and be like, I effed up and here's how. But now that I know that, I know not to do that again, basically.
Yeah, I think he'll be a head coach.
I'm going to say Missouri. Because I think someone takes Elia.
Yeah.
And then he takes the Missouri job.
Does LSU take Elia?
I hope they do because they'd be terrible.
Yeah, I think Elia goes to Penn State.
Oh.
I'd hate because they're just hiring the same coach.
Yeah.
Penn State?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's what's so funny about it and so perfect.
Jeff Lebby has a higher ranked win than Elia Drinkwitz.
No, I agree.
Can we find out his middle name so we can call him by his full Elia?
Yeah, I'll get on that in a second after I read out this last buy or sell.
Well,
that
can
you
we
just
can we
added.
workshop this one because I want to be sure it
I was about to.
reads
So
well.
Sanders just typed, getting Jacob Rodriguez a rushing touchdown is okay. Jacob Rodriguez being Texas Tech star linebacker that people are pushing for Heisman. And I would change it to like getting Jacob Rodriguez a rushing touchdown helps his Heisman case or something like that.
Oh, see, but I am on the same page with you there. You just hate it. You think it's stat.
Well, I mean, he's welcome to get a rushing touchdown. I'm fine with it. It just does nothing to influence me in terms of him getting the Heisman or not. Like, I just think that's stat padding in that regard. And it's a different story if he had been used as a running back all season. That was an established thing.
Yeah.
But to week 12 when you're playing UCF, who's terrible, decide you're going to put in your linebacker to get a rushing touchdown for fun. Sure, that's one thing. But to admittedly be to try and help his Heisman case, I think is stupid. I get that his odds of winning the Heisman as a linebacker are basically 0.
Yeah.
But he's a fantastic linebacker. And so that just doesn't move me at all personally.
Yeah, so the reason I said is okay initially is because I think it's kind of funny. And I don't mind the coach doing it at all. And I don't remember what you said, but I feel like, Jack, you were pretty negative about the coach doing it and calling it stat padding and just being like, this is just dumb, it doesn't matter. I just think it's if it works, I was going to say there's no reason not to. There are sometimes reasons not to. But I have zero problem with the coach putting a guy out there on the field to run it. And then post game, the direct quote was, everyone's talking about a quarterback winning the Heisman, so we put him in at quarterback. I think that's kind of funny. I kind of like it. I don't think he should win the Heisman. I don't even think he should be in New York, but I still think it's funny. I kind of like it.
Sure.
If we're buying and selling what's up there, which is it's helping his Heisman cause,
I would sell that.
We can make it go back to okay if we want. I just feel like okay is so vague.
That's why I wanted to workshop.
I would still buy that. I would definitely buy the okay.
You would buy
scoring
that
a
helps
touchdown
his
is
Heisman
scoring a touchdown. I don't really care who you are or how you did it. It's a feat. It's the ultimate goal of the game is to score touchdowns.
Well, winning.
Winning is the ultimate goal of the game, but you win by scoring touchdowns.
It is a key to the ultimate goal of the game.
I guess you can win by kicking only field
Yeah,
goals.
but to say you
or
win by
safeties.
stopping them.
So JP's,
I would
you're
buy.
buying. I'm selling because I just don't think it helps. Like, I don't think any voter is going to go, oh, because he got a rushing touchdown, now I'm going to vote for him.
Okay, well, what if he gets 4 more?
We'll see if that happens then.
It's 5 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah.
Regardless,
It's
people
more passing touchdowns than Mark Gronowski.
even if he gets his 5 rushing touchdowns, his Heisman case is going to be predicated on his skill and impact and statistical gains as a linebacker.
He's a 2-way player.
Okay.
I'm selling this. I do not think that him getting a rushing touchdown helps his Heisman case.
I think he needs some receiving touchdowns.
But I am
Sure.
buying.
Maybe put him in as kick returner,
I like
No.
that the
kick
coach.
a field goal.
Maybe.
That'd be.
Look,
Your laptop just died.
No, it just turned off
Oh,
because
there
I
we go.
quit moving. J.J. Watt 1 year in the NFL got a big MVP talk because he had touchdowns. Not only he had I think a fumble recovery for a touchdown at pick 6, but he also had 3 receiving touchdowns.
Yeah.
And he was getting MVP talk because of that. So I think if J. Rod gets that, then the rushing touchdown, the first one, only helps, of course, because it only helps
You
towards
gotta
the
start
counting
somewhere.
numbers.
I just think they would have had to start this train earlier in the season.
I don't
Yeah.
think they thought that this was going to be that
Correct.
likely.
And so now all
So
you're doing
Joey
is pushing a
Maguire,
Heisman case.
Yeah, they want
Yeah.
to push it now.
Yeah. I like that. I like that.
I mean, you
the
should
coach did
advocate for your own players.
Right.
But as someone that's not a Texas Tech fan, I just am like, I don't care.
it. Yep. All right.
You know how many people have scored a rushing touchdown in UCF this season?
A lot.
A lot of people.